Hello, and welcome to Moonward, a Midst Roleplaying Story. My name is Zen. I am the guide narrator of Moonward and co-creator of Midst, and I am joined tonight by fellow Midst co-creators Matt Roen and Sara Wile. For those of you at home who are unfamiliar with the Midst cosmos, Moonward is a standalone series that does not require any prior knowledge of the Midst podcast or comics to enjoy. However, you will enjoy Moonward all the more if you have listened to Midst or if you choose to go listen to Midst in the near future. You can find out more about Midst at midst.co or get it in your ear tubes wherever you listen to your podcasts. It is our honor and our privilege to create this story tonight with none other than Marisha Ray and Liam O'Brien.
Thank you for welcoming us into the fold.
We're very glad to have you, and we are backed by the incredible crew of Critical Role, making this all possible behind the scenes. Yes. Thank you, all of you, and all of you there in the darkness, for joining us on this bonkers adventure. This is going to be good. Tonight, we will journey into the cosmos of Midst with a playful form of collaborative storytelling that does not use any defined or pre-existing gaming system other than the power of the imagination, which is a good system if you ask me. There will be no dice rolled at any time to determine the fates of our characters in Moonward, as Matt and Sara can attest as Midst co-creators. We don't roll a lot of dice.
It's true.
I feel so naked.
Yeah. Ready to go?
I'm so ready.
Shall we begin?
I can't stand it a minute longer.
I can't stand it either. I think we should get this show on the road. Without further ado, Moonward. It doesn't occur to any of you that the moon is about to fall out of the sky. And why would it? It's just a regular Monday here on the moon. Matt, harshly bright, crystalline lunar mining tunnels shimmer around you as Tomasi, your moon mining colleague and best work buddy, looks up from his mining, raising his armored mining visor, and gazes at you down the lunar mining corridors as you approach. Dusty Rivers, you son of a gun, what are you doing down here? Aren't you supposed to be on vacation? Get out of here, what are you doing? He's coming towards you down the passageway.
I promise I'm almost done, Tomasi. I'm on my way out. I just thought of like 3 more things that I'm gonna take care of. I gotta talk to Fiona about a suit filter delivery. The new drill template has been loaded and the box are just rewinding right now. I wanted to let you know.
Dusty, we got it taken care of. Tomasi is coming towards you. The crystalline tunnels of the moon shining around you. Down this passageway, your moon mining teams are hard at work. Your personal colleagues that you oversee on a day-to-day basis. Some of your pals, Jay, Suresh, Amara, they look up from what they're doing and they're also stumped to see you here. Weren't you supposed to be out of here like 2 hours ago? Tomasi, your co-moon mining foreman, is looking at his moon survey here. You're well familiar with these mining plans. As he approaches you, I gotta go see Fiona too, though. Why don't I walk you out and personally escort you to vacation? Because you're not supposed to be here anymore. Besides, I got a chink in my suit and Fiona can sort it out. We're just finishing up some business with Dr. Sterling here. She's down around here in this tunnel somewhere. She's public safety and health. She's almost finished with her business.
I was maybe gonna see her on the way out, but...
Well, speaking of which, there amongst your moon mining colleagues, a scientific-looking individual is going about her business, gathering information here in the moon mines as the prismatic light shines around her.
Yes, you see kind of a severe-looking woman, someone who is definitely trying to present herself as having an air of authority. Everything about her seems very clean and put together, even if it might be a mask to a certain degree. She has kind of a long silvery hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. You see kind of a mustard-esque colored button-down shirt, and she is wearing a lab coat and carrying basically a doctor's satchel that has a very nice, fine filigree, kind of etched in silver on the edges of it. And you just see her kind of. It is not a sprint; it is a power walk. As she goes up and goes, Dusty. Oh my God, hey. Dusty, there you are. Yes. Where's that new drill template? It's very important,
Of course.
just to make sure that everything is buttoned up. I know you have to leave, but just want to make sure we have all of our boxes checked. You know, it's really safety standards,
And
you know?
speaking of boxes, yes, we've got it all under control, I think. I'm happy to show you on the way out.
Yes.
Dr. Vesta, if you care to follow us this way.
And what about that support beam that I pointed out that had a little bit of a mild crack in it? You know, I just...
Hey, Tomasi, can you maybe
Listen,
drop that
Dr.
down?
Dr. Sterling, listen, you can direct all these questions to me. This guy, we gotta get on the ship out of here. He's overdue for camping.
Sure.
And spelunking.
Yes. Well, I just, you know, I prefer to interface with those in charge. You know, just to
That's
make
right,
sure
well,
that I'm...
In his absence, for the remainder of the weekend, we'll work together. You and me. But the drills, why don't we get you out of here? You want to come along with us and we'll get out of here? We'll show you
Yes,
the drills.
we'll
get you on the ferry out of here.
We'll walk and talk. We'll walk
walk
and
and
talk.
talk.
Come on, Tomasi. Dusty throws like a muscly arm around your shoulder.
Tomasi gives you the predator handshake. You son of a
slap
bitch.
Together, like unreasonable bicep action for a moment. And then, so, Tomasi.
Yeah, let's walk and talk.
I really appreciate you.
You coming along, Sterling?
Yep. You see, I'm like,
All right.
you know, if the two of you are in front, she's like walking a little bit almost too close to make sure she kind of still feels in line, you know? It's kind of pushing, leaning forward.
Definitely part of the conversation.
Correct.
Yeah. We've been scoping out section BB here. Tomasi's, you're walking, talking. You're proceeding down crystalline mining tunnels. There's machinery, drills, scaffolds, incredibly bright, luminous white minerals surrounding you on all sides of the tunnel. Prismatic rainbow-like light shining amongst you as you stroll towards the mine elevators. Tomasi's scoping out some of the plan for you. So Dusty, I know you're going to be out of here, but we're working on BB. Just so you know, you can rest easy knowing there's a central shard here down in the depths. I've circled this for you here. We'll try not to have too much fun while you're out.
I appreciate it.
But if you're cool with this, it's a big kind of arrowhead-shaped piece. It's kind of central, slightly below section 2B. We were going to get started without you, if you don't mind. I know you like to see the good stuff personally, but...
Thank you, bud. But yeah, no, I believe it. You've got it under control.
Well, if you want to make any notes, you can add those and we'll take care of it while you're away. Tomasi reaches his mining gauntlet out and cranks open the cage elevator here within the depths of the moon. Shall we head up?
Yes. Wait, hold the door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, come on. Yeah.
See you, Dusty. You got various mining colleagues, friends, associates of yours, team members who you normally personally oversee waving to you. You get some people coming by, high-fiving you. And that, you get kind of one of those, like, a handshake, maybe, but it's sort of a, yeah. Well, they're going to see you all weekend. You're coming back. It's just he's going out on vacation.
Yes.
In the elevator we go.
Look at you integrating with the
Yes,
local
I'm
work
trying
culture.
really hard. Yeah.
Fantastic. Up the shaft we go, rising through luminous crystalline strata as we ascend out of the core of Midst's crystalline moon, headed for the exterior scaffold outside. Let's ride the elevator for a moment. Chit-chat while I bring something out.
And Dusty, you know, I am only here to assist and to really be of service. So I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job. But are you sure that going ahead and moving on to BB as the next point of excavation, I just don't want it to compromise any of the structure of the other surrounding sites?
Oh, of course. No, safety has been our #1 concern. I want you to know that that's, like, personally something I take very seriously. I don't want anything going awry. Obviously, Micah is incredibly dangerous. We've made sure to train all of the team, and I'm sure things are in good hands. I've reviewed the template myself. Of course, yeah, if you have questions, Tomasi will be a great reference point. We'll make sure to introduce you to Fiona as well, so that you can do all the suit double checks.
Fantastic. Yes. You know, I plan on writing a glowing report, but you know, of course, if anything were to happen, point at this report.
I thank you for your due diligence. It's sincerely appreciated.
Certainly nothing will go wrong here on the moon. The mining elevator comes to a stop at the exterior mass of the moon's crystalline formation. You step out of a gate onto a large outdoor mining scaffold, a structure adhering to the exterior of this huge glassy crystalline shard. A warm breeze blows upon you. Metallic scaffolds stretch off, interlinking, hovering shards of crystal as a tightened glassy formation of mica, this crystalline mineral, glows and hangs hovering in midair behind you as you step out into the moon mine's exterior mining offices. We got the workshops just down this way. Probably Fiona is in there if you need to get your suit touched up. Tomasi steps out of the elevator with you and begins to stroll with you across some of these exterior catwalks as you head out to the ferry dock and bacular maintenance offices of the moon mine. There's somebody here to greet you. Tomasi is coming in, chit-chatting with you both as he's inspecting some damage to his suit. We'll get myself patched up here and get you on the way, get you on your way out of here, Dusty. Are you coming back? You're taking a break down Midst side, right?
Yes, I do intend to.
If you come back later, we'll get you back in. We'll look at those areas there with you personally and finish your assessment.
That would be great.
Hey, babe. Can I get a little bit of a patching on my suit here? This guy, we got to get this guy out of here, but I got to head back in.
Oh, hey Dusty, you're still here.
Working on getting out, but
Can't get this guy to stop working. Come here, let me see your, you should really just put on an
Yeah,
entire...
so anyway, we're just kind of like, he's not really listening to you. So we're just going to get this taken care of, but then I'm going to take care of everything. You're going to enjoy, he's talking over you, he's not.
Yeah, I just walk up to him with my sewing kit and start working on his
Yeah.
sleeve.
Yeah, thanks, babe. But yeah, we're going to get there, like, maybe not while I'm talking, but.
Put on a new suit. You're going back in for another shift, right?
Yeah, after this.
Yeah, I mean, I've just brought up a whole load of like brand new fresh suits.
Oh, cool,
from
that
Midst.
sounds great. But once we get you out of here, we'll go back down, I'll take the squad down, and we'll get everything ship shape. We'll try not to have too much fun.
Tomasi, section
sorry.
41C does say that you should not go into the mine with any type of damage to your suit. So,
Well, as we're getting patched up here.
well, why don't you listen
you're
to?
you're the new doctor, right?
Yes,
I'm
doctor in
Fiona.
safety inspections. Hi,
Fiona.
Vesta.
I work on the suit maintenance team.
It's my babe right there, getting married.
You are, yeah, someday.
Oh.
You are technically correct, but I assure you I can get this patched up and he should be just fine, even if he should get into a new suit.
Yeah. You want me to get a whole new suit?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
want to just like strip out of this one and like go get a new one, or?
be safe in front of a new doctor.
Sure. Yeah, it's fun. We should have. I thought is Walden around here somewhere? He said he was bringing in some goods. So, party time. Anybody seen Walden?
Dusty?
Oh yeah, he's up here somewhere.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we'll swing by when he's ready.
was there maybe the shipment of the new filters for masks? Did you see
Oh.
that come through? That was something I wanted to check off my list before I
Oh
left.
sure, yeah, I can get you all set up with that. Yeah.
So just here adjacent to this workshop area, you are out on this hovering scaffold area with a little awning overhead to shield you from the bright unlight shining down from above, and also from any falling particles that might rain from the moon during the course of the mining operations. There's also a little ship dock here, a series of gantries going out to a variety of small vessels. There's, of course, the moon's mining ferry, which goes back and forth from the moon down to Midst below on the median. And there's also a small unship here, a small airworthy vessel that is parked. It is the property of one of the moon's most prominent shipping and receiving experts, who is apparently coming into dock at just this very moment.
So Walden coming up is sort of an older, a bit of a stocky fella, kind of a bear. Not the tallest guy I've ever met. Hair is sort of shaggy, going from like brown to gray. Bearded, wears a really colorful shirt underneath flight suit, and wears a bright blue pair of flip-flops. So you can see his big bare feet just kind of poking out the bottom.
Very safe for mining facilities.
What's up, Doc?
Oh, hello, Walden. Good
Been
to
a
see
while.
you again. Yes, no, it has. Yeah.
Dusty, they're finishing loading up my shipment to go back down to Midst, but I got something for the crew. You want to come back with me?
Oh,
bring-
for sure.
You bring the goods? You got them? You got the stuff?
I always bring the goods.
Yeah. Well, let's get him one before he's heading out. This guy's got to go on vacation. He's
are-
never taken a
they are
vacation.
trying to get me out of here so bad.
Tomasi, could I talk to you for a second?
Yeah. What's up, babe?
So you're talking like you're going back
Yeah.
in the moon for another shift.
Yeah. Oh, show her the schematics. We found there's a big shard down section 2B, a big kind of compacted piece. We're gonna check it out. But yeah, we're gonna go back there and scope that out.
Cool. Yeah. You were gonna come home, I thought.
Tonight?
Yeah, today.
No, not tonight.
Oh.
When did I say that? Did I say that?
Yeah, we had made plans a while ago. But
Oh.
I mean, this looks.
I mean, that's a pretty big shard,
Pretty
though.
important,
And of
yeah.
course, you know,
Yeah.
he's going on vacation, so.
I brought you some cake from home.
No, it's good. Look. Hey, thanks. He takes some cake from you.
Yeah. Just a
Handsome.
little container. Baked this morning.
I drank my cake today. Dustbuster, can I borrow you for a sec?
Yeah, for sure.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, Tomasi, if you feel like you've got this under control.
I guess so. I forgot. Sorry, but I'm going to take care of this for.
Right,
Listen,
yeah.
if he weren't on vacation, he could take care of that, and I would come. But because my buddy's got to go on vacation, got to cover for my buddy. So I am going to be down there tonight, and we're going to cover that thing. Don't worry about it, buddy. Have some fun. Also, Walden's got something for you. You good, Doc?
You see Vesta kind of struggling because, like, in her heart, she knows that there's probably a few steps being skipped before they should really go and mine this section, but also she wants to integrate and be liked and be seen as a team player. Yes, I think you got this.
I think so.
Just
Yeah.
be safe. Safety first.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. You want some of this?
Come around back.
Come on.
I'm coming.
So Walden leads Dusty around his ship, the Dragonfly, which on the side of the ship, which is the wings are sort of folded, scrunched up on the sides, so it's pretty compact, and painted along the side of it says drag apostrophe capital UN fly, Dragonfly.
Very nice.
And there are a couple of folks from your team when you come around back who are pushing the last of a series of pallets onto the back of my ship, which is not that big, but we're filling it up with some of the ore from your work. But I have your order as requested, and Walden walks up to the back of the ship to the bed and reaches his hand out of sight, and you see him sort of strain and pull something, and you hear sort of metal clank on metal, and he lifts a bit of the flooring up and pulls out a crate about this big with glass bottles in it. So here's your order, and I reach down and pull out just a lone bottle. This is for the ride home. This is for us. But why don't you disperse this amongst your folks? They already took care of my fee. So
I just sort of make eye contact with the doctor and sort of go,
It's medically necessary for mining. It improves performance.
happy holidays. I don't know what holiday it is, but here you go.
Thank you, Walden.
it's probably a holiday somewhere or to someone.
Dusty sort of like shoulders up his like overalls, grabs the flat of bottles, and goes team member by team member. Jay, thank you. I really appreciate you keeping an eye on things.
You're most
Tomasi,
welcome. Have a good vacation, and don't get lost in the caves.
that's right. We're leaving these crystalline caves, heading down to Midst to do a little bit of like underground caving. Looking forward to that. But just want to say thank you. Appreciate you keeping an eye on things. I'm really looking forward to the break. But
Suresh yells from the back, "Don't feel guilty, Dusty. You deserve this. We got it taken care of. Tomasi's taking care of everything. The doc scoped everything out, very safe. Have fun. And actually, contrary to what Jay just said, do get lost, but like in a fun way.
I'll do my
Okay.
best.
Do come back. We miss you."
Sounds good. Hey, you guys are the best. Thanks.
Your sleeves all fixed up. You should be good.
Tomasi turns to take a look. That was fast.
Yeah.
You just did that just now? Wow. That's pretty good.
Be careful, okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you heading back down? You going back down?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will, I guess not see you later tonight, but I'll be home late. So
Okay.
have fun. You're going back down right now?
I am I'm going back down.
Why don't you
right
take
now.
this guy? You going down too, babe?
Anyone else?
You want to go down?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think it's about time to clock out, you know?
You've
Can't
had a
make-
long day.
Yes,
Yeah.
important not to make your work your entire life.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think the ferry's going to
Yeah.
be late anyway, so if you're heading out now, why don't you just grab him and back down.
As long as you're all right with a little bit of clutter, Doc.
oh, I don't mind.
All right.
She minds.
No problem at all. Well, as you are gathered here, your crew takes possession of Dusty's fantastic gift. Everybody's very pleased. Yeah, we're not going to drink on the job. What are you talking about? Of course not. Certainly not. Not while mining a moon.
We never said what it is. It's just milk, right?
Yeah.
Mother's milk.
Wow. Worse than I could possibly have imagined. Disturbing. It's that kind of show. Yeah. So never mind. It's not. Forget I said anything. Sounds like it's time to go. Vacation time. You feeling good, Dusty? Your team's got this taken care of. Go on vacation. Take a goddamn day off. The doctor and scientist personally verified everything's okay. Your team is well taken care of by Tomasi.
They've been set up with fresh
Even-
suits to keep them safe.
Yes. Yes. Even though we forgot that he had something to do with literally his own fiancée, he's committed to the job.
No, yeah.
It's,
It's-
anyway, you know, moon mining comes first when you got a whole team.
It makes good money, you know.
Yeah. Dragonfly's ready to go?
Yeah. I open up the side hatch so everyone can get in. So there's a bed in the back that is carrying all of my payload back to Midst, but there is a separate small cramped quarters at the front with just enough room. There are a lot of sort of books and shit, just car salad thrown around the inside of the back of the ship. There is also a small round bird flitting around in here. Horace? I'm bringing some folks in, so why don't you get in your bed? And I walk over, and the bird is very small and round. It looks like a long-tailed tit, is what it looks like. So it is almost spherical,
Devastating.
with a long tail.
I love him. I will die for Horace.
All right.
Don't worry.
I know we're only 15 minutes
yeah.
in, but
Oh,
Give me all the vital stats.
he is black and white, so he looks almost like he's wearing a little black suit to a gala event or something. But then the head is all white. Sort of. But he's only this big. But he's not heavy. He's just like, the feather is rounded all around. Anyway.
I'm taking psychic damage with every word.
I scoop him up and I slide him in, and there is a little, it's like a toy or something out of a dollhouse, but there's a little couch inside the bird cage. I set the bird on the couch and then shut it. I put him in here just when we're going from, up to down to up.
Yeah.
All right, you're good?
He's a good guy. He starts doing one of those bird things where he's just
Right, the sphere kind of bends and reshapes. I introduce you one by one. Horace, this is Fiona. We got Dusty over here. That's the good doctor, Dr. Sterling.
Hello.
Be kind to her.
Yes. It's time to go. Horace wriggles.
I come shuffling in, carrying this huge crate of the day's mining suits that have been used through one shift, and whether or not they have visible damage, technically they need to come back to Mids to get recycled and rehabilitated and free of all damage.
Back down to Midst, you say. Outside of the starboard windows of Walden's unship, the Dragonfly, you can see out into a spectacular view of the cosmos. Obviously, the moon hovers just here beside you, but distantly and beyond and below the moon, there, of course, spans a vast and colossal black ocean of fog. There spans from horizon to horizon, a few thousand feet below the moon, hovering in the air, a round, orange, small planetoid. In a cosmos such as this one, where there's no such thing as space, not that we're aware of, there's no such thing as planets. Therefore, this world, called Midst, is known as an islet. Below the moon, the islet of Midst sits equidistant, submerged and revealed at exactly the terminus of that ocean of fog. Slowly rolling, slowly twisting and orbiting very slowly in that colossal sea. As above, the crystalline shard of Midst's moon hovers nearby in the air. It is here, of course, that you are docked. The dragonfly will disembark shortly to fly you down where you will land on the islet of Midst, there in the town of Stationary Hill. But the ocean of fog, all around you, dark and silent, spanning as far as the eye can see in every single direction around you, a bright, crystalline, glimmering sky above, interspersed throughout with small shards of crystal mineral. There is no sun here in this cosmos, just a bright, incandescent luminance shining down from above onto Midst, upon the moon itself, and gleaming off the surface of this ink-black fog sea known as the Fold. You ready to fly?
Yeah.
Take us down, Walden.
So, Walden sits at the controls, and first thing he does is he kicks off the sandals. And you see his bare feet press onto metal on the bottom, and he's kind of a scratch his ass kind of guy, but in this moment he is all focus and control, and his hands kind of move in a blur over several dials and pulleys and levers in front of him, and you feel the entire ship lurch as propulsion fires off beneath the ship, and the whole dragonfly goes up into the air off of its perch on the side of the crystalline moon, and the wings go, and there are 4 wings, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and the propulsion cuts, and the ship just starts to glide off of its perch. No engine going, and we just free fall, paraglide for a good 20 or 30 seconds before Walden's bare foot slams into a pedal on the floor, and you feel propulsion on the back pick up, and then
Lordy, Walden.
glide down towards the sea of fog.
The orange spherical islet of Midst grows in size before the cockpit windows of the Dragonfly as you descend. Walden's a good pilot. You got a good hand with those controls.
And a responsible bird owner.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Horace, of course, loves flying. He's in the back just puffing and unpuffing himself. He starts just kind of like banging his beak, the ceremonial bird dance. Take us down. The town of Stationary Hill is there on the surface of the islet of Midst. Take us in, Walden. Tell us how it's done.
What starts as this half-submerged sphere in the distance, it grows larger and larger, and we start to get bits of environment blasting past the windshield of this vehicle, and you can see homesteads and tiny people going about their day, and eventually you can see the recognizable streets and contours of Stationary Hill, and the ship gets lower and lower, and we buzz past Stationary Hill, maybe 100, 150 feet above the town, and past it. And we start to bank to one side, and all of you feel the entire ship and the compartment you're in angle to the side, so that you are starting to lean heavy, and the 2 wings on this side just skim the ground, and
Show
we
off.
even out flat and with a reputation.
There it is.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
And we run flat parallel to the ground for a good 2 or 3 minutes, and in the distance you start to see a small metallic form, sort of brass colored and teal, that grows larger and larger, and it is a Fold Mercible in the distance. And I start to ease off of the throttle, and I take us up a bit, and then cut the engines, and we just start to glide again.
Gliding in Walden, the town of Stationary Hill, a mountainous formation in the red, rocky desert landscape of Midst. A small boom town built atop a hill here in the counties of, in the desert of Vermilion County. As the Dragonfly comes in, we're starting to zero in on a shipyard, a landing area full of many unships and full mercibles, all parked at the foot of the mountain of Stationary Hill. Take us in for a landing.
Glide over the shipyard and go past it by just a little bit and land by this large Airstream-like vehicle parked on the end of the shipyard facing out into the desert. And I start to taxi the Dragonfly around, and the wings all retract in, making it small again, and roll up and stop about 50 feet away from this other vehicle, this full mercible. I shut the engine.
Spooling down, here they come. You can hear them, the oars starting to chill out and come to a stop as you come into a landing and the ship sets down. Very smooth, Walden, very smooth.
Everyone okay?
You see Vesta just kind of swallow really hard from where like her mouth is making too much saliva.
Yeah, smooth ride.
Smooth, as always. Yeah.
Very nice.
There's a bottle if you need it. Tink.
Yeah, she takes a swig.
Out we go.
Get my crate stuff.
Hand Fiona.
Oh, I got it. As long as we're talking, so did Tomasi like offer to cover your shift, or did you ask him?
Well, it was sort of I guess we arranged it with the foreman committee who was going to be watching like which particular shifts. I believe he offered to hop in for the first round as I was headed out, but it sounds like that was maybe not the best move on
We
his part.
had a little anniversary.
Oh, Fiona, I'm sorry.
It's fine, and it's. Do you want like cake? I have baked all this stuff. I have all this extra. Don't make that face.
I mean,
Sorry, don't make that face.
Okay. I would love some cake.
Okay. I can't eat it all. So.
Fiona.
Yeah.
I actually, I have in my records here, you still haven't done your mental wellness check with me.
Oh, is that a thing I have to do with you? No.
Well, it's just
The last doctor didn't ever do that,
Oh, they didn't? Oh, well, that's, you just,
and we're all fine. So
Of course.
there's probably no need to start doing that.
well, no, it's just, I mean,
Why
mining,
did you bring that up at this particular moment? Out
Really,
of
it just-
curiosity.
if you, I don't want to make any work
Great. Let's
happen. If you wanted to hang out, okay.
We can hang out. Speaking of hanging out, now that the Dragonfly has touched down in the shipyards of Stationary Hill, here in the desert, the warm orange luminance of Vermilion County, the shipyard, shining in through the portholes of the ship, as local bacular mechanic and local legend, the one and only Joe of Joe's Garage, friend to all, known to everyone, is completing his business here in the shipyard. He's a cool looking guy.
I didn't know he looked like that. The whole time? Oh, sorry. Well, let's do this.
enjoy it.
Absolutely.
See it from here.
He's a cool guy. Joe, famous local legend, bacular mechanic, and owner of Joe's Garage. Not to be mistaken for Joe's Garage. It used to be Joe's Garage at one point in time, but apparently it is just Joe's Garage now because the E fell off the end of the sign.
As the local legend goes.
As the local legend goes. He sees you've come down for landing. You guys go way back, you and Joe. He is always pleased to see the Dragonfly coming in for a landing. Joe comes over and leans against the side of the Dragonfly.
What do you know, Joe?
You got any extras for me, Walden? He's pointing to those bottles.
Well, I just dropped off most of my supply
Dang nabbit.
up top.
Walden.
Hold on.
What are you all doing after this? You free?
Extremely.
He looks at you. Not again. It's not. He's not.
There's a new shard that he's super excited about, you know.
I'm gonna break him over my knee.
Joe, listen.
I'm kidding.
Do you
It's fine.
want any cake?
Yeah, I love
I'll
cake.
bring you some.
You want some cake? I don't want to stop you from eating cake.
would love cake.
Have we met? You've been working on the moon this whole time, haven't you?
Yes, I'm Dr. Vesta Sterling.
Hello,
Pleasure
Vesta.
to meet you.
Pleasure.
Yes,
Joe.
yes.
Joe's Garage. Bacular. You need anything?
Fantastic.
Or
Yeah,
just
I,
ask her. We, you know.
I work part-time at the garage when I'm not fixing suits, so trying to learn a little bit about box, you know.
There's a lot to learn about bacular engineering, you know. And you're about to go. You look like a man who's about to enjoy a little well-deserved time off.
I'm trying to get out of here, Joe. Believe you me. There's so many things to take care of.
You're
but
thinking about the moon right now, aren't you?
No, I promise I'm not. I'm on my way out of town.
I know what it looks like when a man thinks about the moon.
Patricia said something to me about possibly a little bit of recreational spelunking. Is that the case?
So technically it's caving because it's more exploratory. I'm really
different?
interested in the natural landscape.
Is
down
spelunking not caving?
Yeah, what's the difference between
So
spelunking and caving?
spelunking is
I don't know about
more
this. You know about
like,
this?
I think spelunking's more fun to say.
well,
would agree
I
with
mean,
that.
sure. It's a little bit more hardcore, I suppose. I'm trying to relax, but
Well, anything to
You
get
know-
you off the moon. He indicates high above, in the sky above Midst here, is the crystalline shard of the moon itself, visible here from on the ground. Sparkling with its mineral luminance, you can see little ships and ferries hovering around the moon mining operation.
Yeah, Dusty, try to let it go for a few days. It's always going to be there for you to go back to. Take a break, unplug.
all right.
And just to get this straight, you spend your working life in caves and caverns mining, and you're doing that for fun as
So
well.
it's like a difference between manufactured caves and
Sure,
natural
natural
caves.
ones.
And I'm just, I don't know, I want to see the beauty of it, but
It's fascinating.
Moon miners are kind of intense
I've
about
noticed.
moons and
Yes,
things.
I'm just, more than anything, trying to let go for a minute. I'm trying not to be as involved. I'm trying to step back, do something for my mental health. It'll be good.
It is
Doing so good.
necessary. Once again, you need to have a good, clean mental bill of health.
Dusty shakes his fingers through his tousled kind of brownish hair, gets a little nick on maybe a piece of mica that had gotten stuck in there, but it's okay, doing it, gonna be done.
You
It's
know,
fine.
Dusty, if you like, because I'm a cool doctor, just can't tell anybody, but I've got a little bit of, energy and vitamin supplement shot if you want. It's normally for people who are feeling fatigue, but could give you a nice little boost before you go on vacation, get hydrated.
I mean, I wouldn't turn that down. I really appreciate these gifts.
Make you feel really good, before you go on vacation.
If that's all right and above board and everything, yeah, why
Something
not?
you make yourself?
I'd like one of those too, if you don't mind, Joe says.
Well, it's,
This is the good stuff.
There are limited supplies, being out here in the, on the kind of a, yes, on a,
Frontier
distant
schmontier. We can.
yes, just something from the medical board, and she pulls out kind of a intimidating looking syringe with a very thick chamber, kind of a swirling, a little bit blue, a little bit purple, kind of a vitamin compound. Yeah, it'd make you feel really
Is that some kind of terror? What are you doing with that? I'm just kidding, I trust
okay.
you.
It won't hurt that bad. Okay,
Never
ready?
mind. I don't want any of that
It'll be good,
anymore.
it'll be good.
Screw that.
The needle just breaks on dust.
And Vesta gives you a nice little energy boost shot.
Hey, thanks, Vesta. I really appreciate that. You got any cute, I don't know, bandages or anything to throw on there?
Of course.
Cute bandages.
She pulls one out. Ironically, it's got penguins on it. Look, it kind of looks like Horus.
Marisha, you have just injected penguins into the Midst cosmos. Congratulations.
You heard it here, folks. Penguins are real.
Those are like a cattle type creature, right?
yeah, exactly.
Quite large.
They are They're desert penguins.
And
Yeah.
carnivorous as
Yes,
well.
Yeah.
very carnivorous.
Yeah.
Time, but these are like.
I guess penguins are carnivorous.
Yes.
As
How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty like.
how are you feeling, Dusty? What's it doing to you?
It feels kind of like you got an energy drink straight to the veins, but like also with like a little, if you've ever had like a little vitamin B12 compound like drip, kind of feels like that. Just like you feel awake and aware and ready to face
Heck yeah.
the day.
Oh, sweet. Heck yeah. Let's
Ah.
go. Fuck. Shit. Heck.
Let's make him swear. Let's make him swear.
Oh, yeah.
He's hulking out.
Yeah, that's some good. That's some pretty.
That's some good
Thank
stuff.
you. Thank you, Vesta.
A good start to a good vacation. Am I right, Dusty? Joe says. Never mind. I do want one of those drinks. Fuck that syringe. I don't want one of
I had
those.
a couple here. There's
All
one
right.
for you.
Thank you very
Are you
much.
sure you don't want one? You look like maybe you could use a little company with this tonight.
Oh, I just looked
Yeah.
at
No,
that. But sure.
It's there if you
no.
want.
Listen,
You're
I'll
very
talk
kind.
to Tomasi. He can't keep doing this to you, Fiona.
It's fine, really.
I know he's very popular and I know he's very busy,
It
but
was kind
it's-
of just a contingency cake because I thought there might be a chance, but it's fine. I can pick up another shift at the garage now. You know, I've been wanting to finish working on that bike.
We'll try to
thing.
make it a good anniversary at the garage.
Walden,
Yeah.
Walden reaches into the cage and Horace steps off of his little couch on my finger. And I just plop him on your head, and you can feel the little feet just kind of stepping around at first, and then it's not aggressive or anything, but then you can start to feel a little in your head.
That does help. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Horace is one of my favorite therapists. He steered me through on many occasions.
Bottling the bird will get you a lot further in therapy,
Ah,
in my experience.
yeah.
Like the way you think.
This is good. We're a very well therapied group, aren't we? Feeling good with some form of illicit injection, bird hammering.
So healthy.
So healthy, so well adjusted. Our mental health couldn't be
Some
better.
animal.
No distraught here.
No, certainly not. What could possibly go wrong? Such as, for example, the moon literally exploding literally right now. There is an explosion overhead as a gigantic detonation rips across the surface of the moon. Shards begin to shower forth, and the moon begins to fall out of the fucking sky. This is not a joke, by the way. I realize this might be somewhat surprising. Maybe you're unaccustomed to this. It does not occur to any of you that the moon was about to fall out of the sky, but it now begins to do so. Let's talk about it. People in the shipyard around you are just kind of looking, huh, you don't see that every day.
No, that can't be.
As people begin to realize this is real, and this is real, real bad, and the moon begins to plunge out of the sky, descending and splashing titanically into that sea of foggy darkness, and a growing tsunami of ink black fog, like a tsunami on a sea of water in our cosmos. In this case, a titanic tsunami of jet black cosmic fog darkness begins to rise and begins to rise toward Midst itself.
I take my bird back.
This can't be right.
Wait,
What the heck happened?
Come with me, everybody. Walden starts walking towards the other, the Fold Mercible, about 100 feet away.
Your full mercible?
Yeah. Everybody get in the slug!
People are starting to run. People are starting to scream in the
Go
streets.
check on
People
it.
are starting to evacuate. People are starting to run for ships.
I grab Fiona and just drag her with us.
Joe is starting to run as well. He's no. No! Joe's trying to grab you.
I gotta check on
You're
that.
running for the
I go
ship.
checking
No,
out.
People are running in different directions.
I'm gone. I'm running.
You're running away. She's not even here anymore.
I slap the side of the slug, which is the name of my Fold Mercible, and large panels open up, and you can see what looks like a little eclectic lit bar on the inside. Get inside!
She's already gone. Fiona, you're gone. Fiona's gone. I'm sorry, Fiona. You're not here. You said it, not me.
I get in the
See
full
what happens.
mercible.
Okay. People are
gotta
running.
get up
Joe
there.
is trying to run. We got to get to the cabaret. We got to get to town. We got to find what's going on. We got to get people out of here. We got to get to ships. People are running. There's a huge golden vessel here parked. It is beginning to dispense soldiers into the shipyard. People are running. They're coming down the hill of Stationary Hill. People running for the shipyards, trying to decide, are we evacuating? Is this real? What do we do?
There's no time.
We gotta save as many people as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we gotta get into
Jaden,
town.
I'll take it up. I'll leave the side open. Grab as many people as you can, and I start running up to the front of the slug and firing it up.
We're almost out of time. Tell me about it. You're running. They're running. Fiona's gone. We don't know where Fiona is. Does Fiona even know where she is? Too bad. I'm sorry, Fiona. I guess we'll find out what happens to you soon enough. We're running. People are going. Joe is running in the streets, trying to grab people, trying to get people aboard ship as a colossal interdimensional nightmare wall of reality-gnawing pure darkness begins to fill the entire horizon. This is a doomsday scenario. You are all going to die. Midst is going to be completely consumed. Are we running?
If I am
Ship.
in the slug with Walden, I'm going to throw open the side of his submersible, and I'm going to kind of lean out and see if there's anybody that can reach out and maybe grab and pull for safety.
We barely have time. Joe is standing watching the gigantic wall of darkness inbound. Oh my God, this isn't going to have transformative, long-lasting, incredibly far-reaching consequences, is it? Yes, Joe. Unfortunately, it will. One month later, we are walking through these streets of Stationary Hill. The town's a little different now. I think, Fiona, you would agree as you are strolling here through the streets of the town with your buddy Jacob.
Yeah.
Tell us what you see around the town here. The buildings look a little bit different. There's been
shit's
some kind
fucked
of
up.
fucked up shit that happened in the last month.
Everything's sort of like a Dali painting or an Escher or something. Just everything is impossible architecture and weird twisted windows and floating nonsense.
Yeah. Jacob is just peering around at some of the warped and twisted things. Of course, it's been a month since the moon fell out of the sky.
Of course.
And tremendously interesting things took place.
Yeah,
But that's old history now. It's a month later. We apparently
Probably
got
somewhere
through
else
that.
you could find out about that if you wanted
It's
to.
possible. It's possible there would be a way for you to learn more about this information, about what happened in the last month. You could get it in your ear tubes at some point, but more about that later. Here, 1 month later, the town is pretty good. Everything's pretty fucking weird now. And you and your buddy Jacob are simply strolling through the streets. You're on your way to Joe's garage, if I'm not mistaken, to the garage for work.
Yeah, that's right. That is my only job now because repairing moon mining suits isn't really a thing anymore.
Yeah, your other job sort of blew up.
A lot of moon mining related industries have kind of tanked along with the moon.
Crashed, you could say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what was a side job and just kind of a casual hobby before has now become a full-time job.
Your only livelihood.
Yeah.
Well, you're on your way through the strange, twisted, transmogrified streets of Stationary Hill. Here with your in step with your pal Jacob.
Yeah, I've had some time to get used to it now, so it's
Yeah.
really just a normal day
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. So, how are you been pretty quiet this morning, Fiona? How are you doing? Jacob takes a look at you through his hand mirror so that he can see you.
I just glanced down at him. Oh, am I? I don't know. Guess just
No,
Thoughtful.
we've actually been walking primarily in companionable silence this entire time.
Oh,
I didn't want to
sorry.
disturb your.
But I've talked to you about this, right? Like, just because someone's not talking doesn't necessarily mean they're upset. It's
Right, and when you get used to someone being so, friendly and warm, if they are a little quieter some days, that doesn't. You can think that means something's wrong, but maybe they're just kind of having an off day.
yeah.
Is this an off day? I can be quiet. We don't have to talk.
No, I don't mind. I don't know. I guess I was just thinking about how this street used to look when I would walk to work. I have a lot better view of it now, thanks to you. I pat the side of his head affectionately, where it sprouts out of my left hip socket.
Would you care to provide a visual reference, maybe, of yourself?
Oh, sure.
And,
Why, was that confusing?
oh, I don't know.
Yeah. So my left leg is a man now.
And like a full-sized man.
A full-size man.
Let's talk this out.
Pretty
Yes.
stocky, actually. Yeah, because he has to bear the weight of me.
Yeah. Yeah, this
So we go everywhere together now.
Look at him.
Yeah.
as you're
He's so
strolling.
like chipper, you know.
Yeah.
Very much looks like he's a new soul.
He's a lot nicer than me, that's for sure.
So
Yeah.
the top of his head is fused into where your hip is on one side.
Yeah.
Your leg or foot goes down to about his waist.
Yeah.
And ambulation happens how?
I'm so glad you asked. Well,
Tell us about the scene as you're walking with Jacob here towards Joe's garage.
so it worked out well that I'm a little bit of a bacular tinkerer, I guess, because when my leg became a man, I found myself in need of some new, like, prosthetics and stuff to help me get around. So I've constructed kind of a telescoping stilt for myself to wear on my right leg just to even out my stride, which enables me to it took some practice for sure, don't get me wrong, but I'm able to walk around more or less normally now. But when we're at rest, it's sort of at convenient, like, hand-holding height. Jacob can definitely support the weight of my foot.
In a sort of cheerleader squad positioning.
Very much so, yes. You see it in your mind.
And
Yeah.
of course, you know, Walden had to ask about ambulation, and I have to ask about urination.
Do you have to?
You know,
She's a
it's
doctor.
I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated.
We make it work. I had to renovate the interior of my home pretty significantly. The doorways. I'm really tall now. I'm really tall. I have a great view of the city streets as I'm walking along.
Strange, like cosmic colors, neon bright.
Yeah.
And none of us are here at the moment. We've punched in the narrator code and we are above the story.
Yeah.
Understand.
You can do anything you want here at this level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Want to invent
Welcome
a guy?
to the club. Whoa. We've already invented Horace
Yeah. And penguins.
and penguins.
Desert penguins.
This story is
very
going
different.
well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big beasts of burden.
That's right. As we are fond of saying here in the Midst Cosmos from time to time, they may not be penguins like those you are familiar with.
It has some things in
It
common.
has some things in common with a penguin.
Yeah, yeah,
Easy short.
They are
Easy
great
short.
for pulling like sleds, you know, like
yeah.
to
As-
beast of burden.
Give me a
Yeah.
home where the midst penguins roam.
That's how it
I
is.
love that song.
Well, we're roaming right now the streets of Stationary Hill. Right now it's just Jacob and Fiona. You're approaching Joe's garage here. It's halfway up the hillside. You're of course a well-known duo now in Stationary Hill since the long-term lasting effects of the Moonfall event took place last month.
Necessarily the most notable duo around. A lot of weird things happen to a lot of weird
Yeah.
people, and
Of course,
This
yeah.
is one of 'em.
That's true. I mean, your friend Giselle goes by in the street. She waves up at you. Giselle, ribbiting companionably to you because, of course, Giselle's entire personality has become literally just some frogs.
yeah, I don't really know how to talk to her anymore.
It's a little strange now. It's
I just
become
try to give her
questionable.
space.
But she seems happy.
Yeah.
This is a result of a massive terror that hit Midst, right? So sometimes
Very-
the fold is innocuous, and sometimes the fold
Is
brings-
innocuous.
Innocuous.
Yes, yes.
The fold gets angry.
That was some very angry fold. A very bright, brilliant light source is something that the fold likes very much to consume. But we'll learn more about that here in the very near future. As
Bold of you to assume.
that's the end, folks. I think we'll call the show there. Joe's garage.
There it is.
Joe himself is here. Unlike you, Joe, quite interestingly, has not undergone any absolutely insane, totally bizarre reality-bending transformative effects since last we met. Many unusual and interesting transformative things have happened throughout town and to many of the residents of the town of Stationary Hill since last month. But one of the many and unusual things that can happen to people is nothing. Strangely, and it seems as though more or less nothing has happened to Joe. He is still the same feller that we saw before, being the way that he is, and he is very glad to see you and Jacob.
Yeah.
Hey Jacob, hey Fiona, come on in, get off the street. It's a hot one today.
Yeah, steamy.
He brings you inside. How you doing? How you feeling?
Good. Yeah, just I don't know, same old, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming over. Yeah. Do you want your usual seat? He points to this kind of bizarre combo, high top, high chair, weird sort of combo sentient leg chair that he's built. He's a binocular mechanic. He's good at building these things.
Is it like a lifeguard's chair?
Tell us about it.
There's a reason I drew them standing. I invite the community to make that their problem to figure out. But yeah, in theory, there's a way to sit. We do that. Yeah, I go do that.
Yep. Jacob kind of leans into it. You okay, Fiona? It's not uncomfortable?
No, that's fine. Thanks.
The rafter up there is okay?
Yeah, I had actually cut a hole out of the rafter some days before because I kept wanging my head on it.
Okay, I'm sitting down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Jacob, your leg, sits carefully in the strange chair. You okay?
Yeah.
He looks at you through the hand mirror, of course, because his head is your hip socket. He can't actually look up to see you, so he angles a hand mirror in one hand in order to make eye contact with you above.
Yeah, I can look down at him. I can kind of bend over and make eye contact with him, but he can't really tilt his head back without affecting my whole situation. So he's got a really strong neck.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
He can stand up to a lot.
Yeah.
He gives you a smile. Hey. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
We're good.
So Joe has brought around a little bit of some tea here. We got some juniper tea going. It's a popular taste, flavor, sensation here in and around Midst. So I invited Dusty and Dr. Vesta and Walden. They should be here at some point. But
I think
while
she
we're
likes
waiting
to be
for
called
them,
Dr. Sterling, like it's more professional. That's what she told
you know
me.
me. I don't do the anyway. Okay.
I'm just telling you what she said.
I don't know what to do. She so professional, but like.
I mean, I think she's settled in. Some.
Well, you settle in pretty quick when a moon falls out of the sky and you get absorbed into a gigantic reality-eating storm that consumes your entire world. Am I right?
She kind of picked a crazy week to start.
Poor Dusty. Couldn't have had a worse vacation. Well, we won't talk about that. They'll be here to complain about it themselves soon enough, I'm sure. But in the meantime, as we wait for them to arrive at their personal leisure whenever they choose to do so, tell me how you're feeling.
Can I just work?
Jacob, you want to just work?
Yeah.
We can just work. We can just work. And you just work. Joe's garage is a quiet bacular garage, not to be mistaken for a garage. Those still have the E on them. His fell off, as mentioned previously.
And saved by the bell or the wrapping from Dr. Sterling on the aluminum door, Vesta arrives. And Fiona was correct. Those first week jitters have definitely kind of been shaken off. And of course, if you go through such a traumatic event, Vesta has definitely settled in and is a lot less anxious and skittery as she was at the beginning.
It's a unique form of trauma bonding, isn't it, to have your moon fall out of the sky and get absorbed into a reality-eating vortex of pure potentiality.
And of course being brought on by the foreman to do the exact safety inspections to hopefully prevent such a disaster. Vesta has spent many a night laying awake, staring up, wondering if she missed something, if this was her fault, and if she will continue to have a job when she does in fact reconnect or any type of aid comes to the islet of Midst. But in the meantime, she has put her skills and her studies to good use, as she has always had quite the interest in any fold-related mutations. So she has been...
We've got some.
Yes,
You're
it's
in the right place. And as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, as you enter Joe's garage, you look a little bit different yourself now, don't you?
I do. So as the terror hit and Vesta was hanging out of the submersible, she was holding on to her medical case, which had that silver filigree on it. And by comparison, Vesta had a pretty simple, really just kind of cosmetic mutation from the fold, and that filigree.
How nice for you.
I know. Once again, that's why she's so interested, and why the fold in these terrors chooses to do what it does. That filigree has just, as she was holding on to it and reaching out into the terror, this inky black fog, it transferred almost like a temporary tattoo, that pattern up along her arm and her neck, and kind of just ever so slightly swirling up on the side of her face. So she kind of matches her briefcase now. It's
more sterling.
Quite a choice. She's more sterling than ever. And yes, and it did kind of create a little bit of like a silver sterling sheen on the outside of her skin as well. Not, still kind of flesh undertones, but especially when the unlight hits it, it kind of has a nice, a little bit like Data.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Morning.
Hey, Doc, Joe says. You're right on time, very punctual. Thanks for coming in. We got Fiona in here today as well.
Perfect. You're actually due for a checkup, so I was hoping maybe I could take a look at you and Jacob.
Sure, well, here we are.
All right.
Check away.
Come on in. We can pull up some benches and chairs if you want. Otherwise, you want some tea? I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's pretty, it's warm and generally flavorful.
Thank you, Joe. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, you're welcome. Here, have one of these. He slides that over to you. Sorry, I'm all greasy. Shit. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
She kind of takes the edge of her coat and wipes off the glass, but tries to not let Joe see what's kind of a rude gesture.
There's a little bit of grease on everything.
Yeah.
Bacular maintenance is a messy business sometimes. Sometimes very clean, but
A little bit of grease never killed anyone. Probably you would know.
It's I've seen far worse.
you seen grease kill somebody?
No.
Okay.
Far worse.
Oh.
I saw the moon fall out of the sky, Joe, like everybody else.
Yep. feel
How
like
are
I
you
jinxed
feeling, Fiona?
Good. The joint soreness has mostly gone away, and we're keeping up with our morning exercises, and still working on the greater extremes of the range of motion type of stuff. But yeah, it's going good.
Okay, keep with the stretching. Are you still using that topical ointment that I got you?
Yeah, it's working nice. Thanks.
Okay, good. And Jacob, how are you doing?
He has been meditating soulfully. Pops up in an eye. Hello, doctor. I'm doing well.
Oh,
Just
I'm
keeping
sorry.
steady for Fiona here.
Did I interrupt you? Should we do our check-in later?
You want to check on me as well?
Yeah, I just want to get your vitals.
Oh, of course. It's important one must keep fit. He
Fiona-
can't turn his head, so he just kind of looks at you. He looks in the hand mirror. It's okay if she examines me, right?
It's fine to
Okay.
let a doctor touch you with your consent.
No, of course. I just want to make sure that I can continue to.
You won't have to do.
Yeah,
anything.
and
You're
honestly,
good.
if you move around a little bit, it's good practice for me. I don't want you to have to hold stock still all the time just to keep me steady. You're part of this too. So
Oh yeah, of course, sure. So whenever you want, but I don't want to. Maybe not while we're. I don't know. Whenever you want. Whenever Fiona says it's okay.
it's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep napping if it's all right.
You were asleep?
Sort of.
That's so interesting because I felt like I knew you were asleep. Wait,
Really?
why am I looking there? I should be looking here.
I'm down here, Fiona. He looks at you in the hand mirror.
I kind of glanced at.
Eyes down here, Fiona.
My eyes are down here.
No, I mean,
No, wait, keep talking. This is actually fascinating. So you could kind of sense his relaxation a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little. We're still trying to figure it out, right? Right.
There's a lot to learn when you become someone's leg. And
See,
I don't,
It's fascinating because you would assume that you would have, the same DNA structure, but obviously that's not the case.
No, I don't think we're related at all.
Nope.
No.
We're not.
But there is some sort of neurological connection.
Maybe it.
I don't know. I'm new.
You know,
I just
yes.
got here.
I know, Jacob. You don't have to tell me that every time we talk.
Oh, it's fine. Just clarifying.
Yes, no, I was here.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. So, but I am now.
You know, it's strange because from my research, it seems like you know, obviously the fold, it's kind of comprised of billions, trillions of
Bunch of little guys.
microorganisms, right? So it's almost as if they manifested in some way, as if there's like almost like a cell memory that floats through the fold, and maybe that's what you were pulled from.
Joe is just leaning in the doorway of the garage with his cup of juniper tea. Yeah, it beats me. It's not often we get a fold scientist around these parts. You can. He gestures out the window of the garage to a couple of spectral wraith-like figures just walking by casually, their horned headdresses towering above them. Occasionally we get like the Mother's Merciful coming through, but they're very woo. So to have somebody like you who's less woo and more science is pretty new around these parts.
Yes.
I think the mothers are pretty nice.
I'm not saying they're not nice. They're very merciful. The mother's merciful. But no, not so much into the science, so it's nice to occasionally hear factual information as opposed to just strangely ambiguous meaninglessness.
Thank you, Joe.
Not
That compliment is not
meaningless.
lost on me. Well, I mean, there's. I just like. Data is important, you know, and not just basing everything on a hunch and a hope.
Not just basing everything on woo.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know.
While Joe is doing the woo and strong bicep arms circles around, and Dusty is kind of there, like dark circles under his eyes, kind of looking like he hasn't slept very much lately.
Nope, maybe
But
not.
he's got his arm around
That must be
Joe.
the muscular embrace of Dusty Rivers.
Yo, Joe, how's it going?
Hey, Dusty, come on in.
Thanks.
Dusty, hello.
We're just talking about the. Joe looks out the
Sterling,
window
sorry.
as the two spectral figures of those mothers disappear down the street. Come on in, Dusty. We're just waiting on Walden. Thanks for coming. I wanted to chat with you all about something.
Jacob's probably like, as everybody walks in, like, hi Vesta,
Yeah.
hi Dusty.
Yeah.
Jacob,
He waves an arm. Hello, Dusty. You look well.
how you doing?
Good. Well, I was going to take a nap. I know that napping is
Sounds
good,
Nice.
Yeah.
and you look like you could use a nap.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I don't mean that as a
little
criticism,
rest
merely
would
an
be
observation.
Great, but you know, sometimes there's too much to do.
Dusty, are you all right? You do look a little weary.
Dusty's kind of a little ragged looking. Just beard hasn't been super maintained. Got some maybe some greasy stains on one corner of the overalls, but
Oh, you fit in perfectly here.
he leans against a greasy counter and gets some more grease on his overalls, and hands on his hips, and it's like, yeah, I haven't really gotten a wink for going on a month now, and it's sort of a weird deal, but it's a lot to do.
It's definitely weird, Joe
It's
says.
kind of a common problem around here, honestly. Not a lot of heavy sleepers, except for Jacob. Isn't that
Jacob
right?
pops his eyes. What?
Never mind. You go
Okay.
back to sleep.
He goes back to sleep instantly.
Everyone hears the
God, I'm
sound of
so
an
jealous.
engine firing off in the near distance, and it gets louder and louder, and you know that you are hearing the sound of Walden on his. He has a bike. It's 3 wheels all in a row like a centipede. It's sort of a cross between a snowmobile and a motorbike. It's
May I
very
offer boxicle?
boxicle. Done and done.
Splendid.
He's got a boxicle, and we've all crossed paths a little bit over the past month. You know that Walden has been going off Midst and back here and there, and been doing a little bit of a sort of a Meals on Wheels tour around the outskirts of Stationary Hell, not in the main, and checking in with people and delivering like the equivalent of rations food, like not fresh food or anything, but just whoever's most in need. On the outskirts, as far as 3 or 4 miles out. And eventually you hear that the boxicle shutting off out in the yard. And he joins you guys. Hey,
Walden.
Hey.
Come on in. You're just in time. I was mentioning, you're not really a tea, you're more coffee guy, right?
Yeah. You got anything to put in it?
Well, he gestures to his grease.
Coffee's fine.
Brings out
All
a
right.
rag.
Yeah, I got a little bit. Well, come on in, all of you, and close the door. Vesta, could you get excuse me, doctor, could you close the door?
Really, all right.
How you doing, Walden? Feeling good?
Terrible. Thanks for
Okay,
asking.
That's what I thought.
How are you?
Yeah, we do what we can. Well, hopefully better after this.
He looks out the window.
You don't see any more mothers out there, do you?
I, with my improved vantage over everyone else, peer out a nearby window and check the streets.
Yeah.
I think we're clear.
Yeah, and Walden, peek out that way too. You don't see any of them United Baronies, all those troops or anything, do you? Looking pretty clear?
Blessedly, no.
Okay. All right. Well, boy, it's been a time, hasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, things coming back around finally.
Wake up.
Jacob wakes up. I'm awake.
Sorry, sorry, I didn't mean to. Was that too hard?
No.
Okay.
No, that was okay.
I just thought you might want to listen.
How you doing, buddy?
We're getting started.
It's good to see you. This is, I'm glad to have you. I'm glad you could make it.
So, Joe leans against a workbench with his tea. Joe's a pretty stalwart guy, you know? He's dependable, he's trustworthy. You don't see him rattled that often. The last time you really saw, you know, that was when the moon fell out of the sky. You see a tiny bit of it now.
It's been a time, hasn't it? Well, you're all mostly in one piece. I mean, you didn't have your nervous system removed from your body. You know, we miss Potts every day. Postmaster. Anyway, let's talk for another time. You know, I've been thinking, now that things have settled down a little bit, here we are, what has been 1 month?
Yeah, just shy. Coming up on
You know,
the anniversary.
I think I don't need to remind you all. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I really wanted to talk to all of you specifically. You know, the moon's down there. It's still down there. It's still going down. It's sinking into the fold, into the abyss.
As Joe is talking, I've described how the islet of Midst, being a circular planetoid world that floats on the exact terminus of that ocean of fog, as over the course of the day, Midst itself slowly rocks and rolls like an apple in the barrel in that liquid surface, the town of Stationary Hill itself begins to rock and roll towards that surface of the fold ocean, a surface called the median. And at this very moment, as you are gathered here inside Joe's garage, Midst continues its slow rotation, turning slowly. And from your vantage here on the surface of the planetoid, if we were on the side of this sphere, imagine this sideways, as though you were standing there, and a very tall wall of sheer black liquid fog seems to rise along the rise above the town. That, of course, is the horizontal sea of fold, but from here in Stationary Hill, it is like a towering, limitless vertical wall of pure darkness. It is gliding through the room as we speak now.
And we are used to this.
This is an everyday
normal.
occurrence.
This happens every day.
I mean, it's nice to stop and appreciate the normal things that happen every day. But
Yeah.
But a dark wall of night passes through the room, and a dense, rich, foggy atmosphere wipes into Joe's garage as the night quite literally arrives. There's a gentle humidity on your skin, but it's a completely breathable atmosphere. This is very normal, you're accustomed to it. In fact, some of you hail from territories deep in the Sea of Fold. this might be your home. You might feel very at ease when the fold rolls in, as it does at this very moment. A deep, purpley, inky fog luminance fills Joe's garage as the night quite literally arrives.
And in fact, as that wall of dark came at us, Walden walks over to the door to the garage, opens it, and just kind of leans on the side and waits for it to come and pass over him and through us all.
It translates straight through you. It passes in this foggy flow straight through the molecules of the walls, straight through the molecules of your body, sort of no clipping through everything, just geometry passing through geometry, and you are immersed in the darkness. It feels nice, that liquid darkness spreading over you. You feel there's kind of an interesting, it's almost impossible to describe there's an aroma too, but it's very singular, it's very unique.
Anyone is. Go
So,
ahead.
to be clear, this is the fold when it is at its most restful.
Yes, 1 month ago it was not so restful, but it's calmed down since that fateful day.
This is how the fold is most of the time, if conditions are ideal.
What is normal human vision like when the fold passes over?
It's just kind of like a normal nighttime. The fog fills the atmosphere in every direction. That vertical wall has passed through town and is now continuing its way out the other side. And it will be another full day night cycle until you rotate back around.
So it's kind of like the night comes with a membrane on it.
Yes.
And then the membrane
Passes over. And now we are immersed. And we will be immersed for some time until that circular world rotates all the way back around and you emerge on the other side of that darkness and come back out into the brilliance of day. But now, here in the darkness, to punctuate Joe's comments, ooh, he says. But to that topic, here in the fold, where the moon's down here somewhere, far away, and getting deeper every day as it continues to sink into the depths. And you know, I wanted to ask you all if you wanted to go looking for it. He's specifically looking at you. We all got buddies down there, Dusty. You most of all.
I've been thinking about this.
I know you're not resting easy, buddy. You want to go? You want to look for them? The thing is, I think I know where they are. I've been looking at maps. He's rummaging around in some compartments here. He's pulling out.
You know where they are?
You sure you got
I
it?
don't know where they are. I don't, but I think I might know maybe. But we got a scientist here who knows all about the fold and the flow of the fold, and you know all about the density of the moon, and you're a crack navigator, and
I'm here too.
Yeah,
Don't sell yourself short.
yeah, but also like your people are down there too. I mean, your fiance was in charge of the shifts. When it, but I wanted to ask you all. You don't have to say yes, but I just want to show you what I've been thinking about. He pulls out a bunch of weird old. Maybe we could use some of these. But let me show you what I've been working on. You tell me what you think, because you don't have to sign on now. But I think we could find it. I think we could see if they're still alive.
That rock has been falling for a month.
Yeah, 1 month straight. Well, not straight. Let me show you. And he begins to spread out this busted old navigational chart. You know about this. Actually, I think last time we were at the cabaret, we were talking about this. I wanted to show this to you.
Fiona's not doing this, to be clear.
Oh my god, a map.
Pass around your navigational tools.
Red pencil.
I want this thing. Not Fiona.
So Joe leans and he shoves a bunch of tools. They clatter off of his table.
I'll take a tool. What is it?
We'll take a compass.
Yeah, grab whatever you want.
Gotta measure
We're
the
normal
distance.
about cartography.
Yeah.
This is fine.
I'm a scientist.
No. I picked this one because I know what it's called.
So obviously this is Midst here in the middle.
And what time is it now? He looks out he goes and looks out the window.
Just after full.
Okay, so we're talking. Where are we right now? We're here. We're at like what is this 5? So we're rotating. We're at about 6 degrees right now.
Well, it would be 6 p.m.
Oh, well, actually, yes, I guess. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at the latest almanac.
Yeah, well,
Who cares?
It's seasons.
As long as it doesn't impact whatever you were about to say about
Well, all I'm saying is, I mean, based on what I know, and I'm just a mechanic, what do I know? I'm not a foreman, scientist, navigator. But listen, what I've been thinking, Tomasi, before we, I'm sorry, I shouldn't. Anyway.
You can say his name.
Tomasi was, we were talking, they were reminding him, there was a high density area he was excited about.
We were just
So that actually changes the game, because if that weren't there, it might have gone maybe like, I don't know, the density of the thing. Anyway, my point being is, I've been thinking, if we, let's say we launch from station, I'm sorry, I'm talking like you already signed on, but let me just finish my piece. Let me just tell you what I'm thinking.
You got
If we were to take off, I don't know, Falls.
Joe.
I didn't catch that. One more time?
Convince us, Joe.
I will. If we were to take off at this time of day, let's say it's an hour from now, and given the almanac, what are we looking at here? We've got, is that a normal or unnormal 25?
Unnormal.
Yeah,
Okay.
looks pretty unnormal.
Well, given the fact that we had
Having
all
a bit
the,
of a flare from the so
Yeah.
it's a little bit off.
what I've been thinking, based on the flow of the current heading downstream towards the delta, that the moon would be at about 3 a.m. at about 80 degrees.
So rate of descent.
But it was in pieces.
Exactly. So you see, that's why I thought I wanted to bring you in, because I forgot, of course, the mass when you disassemble it. But I wanted to ask you each, based on what with the flow of the fold, navigationally, of course. I'm thinking it's not at 3 a.m. and 80. It's been 1 month. It is in pieces. And because of this down here, we're talking probably 5 degrees of movement faster than it would be normally at this time of year, which means it's not at 80. It's actually way closer than we thought. I think it's at about 70 and about 2, right around this area. But the thing is,
You think it?
the thing is, I think I'm wrong, but I think I'm close. I wanted to ask you to help me do the math. Am I close? You tell me.
I roll for math and I get a critical success.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
No.
what playing without dice means.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. You are all experts in your fields, whether it is science, moon mining, navigation, or being Fiona. Which nobody else in this entire cosmos is. You all bring something unique to the table, and you might very well know where the moon is. And you might be able to help Joe correct his math. Let's find the moon. Let's talk about it. Where do you think it is? And do you think we can get there? And is he right? Is it actually closer than we think? Let's talk about it. Do math.
A lot of this is just going to be pure guesswork. It could have been falling consistently the entire time, in which case there's no way we could catch up to it.
Also just
Unless.
the pure force of it falling into the fold created so many ripples. It could have been thrown off course. It could have been sucked backwards. It could have
hit
reversed
something.
the delta for a second.
I mean, yeah, we saw the rapidity of the terror when it hit, but it's, I mean, yeah, with the current speed being the way it's been, I mean,
I think the best we could do is come up with a range.
Do you think we
it's not a
can?
bad idea.
Let's come up with a range.
Walden, do you know how consistent the current speeds have been here recently? Have they been average?
For the most part.
I mean, we could look back through copies of the almanac and, compare the readings for the current speed and try to do some guesswork. But
I think, Dusty goes over to a drawer in Joe's garage, kind of making himself at home, and pulls it open, pulls out a stack of, like, obviously not yet read almanacs, and throws them down, starts leafing through, like, okay.
But hang on. You all saw it in the sky. I mean, how likely is it that anyone is even
Alive.
And if they're not alive, then we're just going straight towards a glowing piece of mica in the depths of the fold and straight into another terror. And
But they might be. Do you know why? I'm glad you said that. Because most of you are living proof that a huge storm like that can come through and you can survive mostly unscathed. They might not be dead at all. They're probably changed, sure. They're probably not having a good time. But if they're down there and they're alive and they're not having a good time, I sure as hell want to help.
Yeah, I don't know about finding it, but I'm not too worried about us surviving in the fold. I know the fold. I was brought up in the fold.
You do.
Generally speaking. It's pretty tame, but you can't ever predict when a surge is going to hit.
It is technically protocol to have at least 1 to 2 months rations in any mining operation for exactly these things. So we are reaching the end. It was the end of a shift, so there was a decent amount of people who had left Midst for the evening. So it is possible that they were able to make their rations stretch.
Also, slug will keep us safe.
You think the slug could make it down to 80 degrees or 70?
Yeah,
I think it could.
I know it could.
We got mechanics on board. That's what we can contribute. I can help. Fiona can help. We can outfit her. We can make sure she's good to go. We can make sure she's
I'm not
safe
worried
for
about
depths.
that part. We can withstand anything. You know, if I know we're going deep, the slug will take care of us. I just, whether we can find it or not.
The question is whether Walden Orlok's willing to pilot her. Be that as it may, we'll find out soon enough. You let me know.
Jacob.
Jacob is sitting quietly. Yes, Fiona?
I mean, I don't want to drag you into anything. You already have to follow me around doing everything that I do every day.
It's okay, Fiona. I'm fine with it. Wherever you go, I go. I also have no other choice.
You do. You do have a choice, though.
Really?
Yeah, like, you're not my leg. I'm the girl attached to your head.
Oh, if you put it that way. I mean, I'm here because of the moon. Because the moon fell into the fold and the storm and you and me, that's why I'm here. Do you want to know, does it matter what I think?
Yeah, Jacob.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I think what Fiona is, not to speak for you, is trying to say is we want you to feel like you have your own agency. That's part of what being alive is about.
I want to help people. I like helping Fiona. I want to help you all too, if I can. I can run fast, pretty fast, and I can lift things, and I want to help Fiona. And Tomasi's down there, right? I want to get you back to Tomasi.
Yeah.
Maybe he's alive.
And
But
there's
no,
a lot
I want to help.
we don't know about you, right? Like you weren't around.
No, I wasn't here until semi-recently.
And not that going back to the catalyst would necessarily answer any of that, but
What matters to me is that I'm here, not why I'm here. I'm glad to be here and I'm glad to help.
Dusty.
Yeah. I've got a notion that...
Yeah, buddy? What are you thinking? Joe is leaning in.
If, assuming that the new drill shaft hadn't been bored and the mica was still contiguous until it exploded, and then immersed, it's possible that we might have seen a little bit less drift, like you were kind of proposing, Joe. I'm guessing in the direction of kind of that leeward, down current
well, you
angle.
didn't know how long that work would take to get started. It felt like we had barely landed when...
Yeah. No, I don't think it would have happened yet. So, based on that, from what it looks like with almanac conditions, I think Joe could be right. Like,
Joe could be right.
if they're alive, we gotta do something. Like, I mean, part of why I can't get rest, I guess, is sort of this guilt feeling that I left in the middle of a bunch of important shit, and they're not okay. I don't know. We gotta do something, right?
I agree. I think every day about Section 2BB.
No, same.
I had a bad feeling about it. The density of that section, it could have thrown off. What if this is our fault? Boring into it could have thrown off the density of the entire moon. Which is what I was afraid of. But everyone was so excited. So you're thinking,
Well,
that by boring into it, it might have slowed it down?
or at least adjusted the fall. And, I mean, if they were still alive.
Do you think there's anything they could have done from inside the moon to, if they were still alive, to affect its trajectory, or toss out a message in a bottle, or leave a trail of breadcrumbs for us or something? I mean,
It's not doing anyone any good if we're not looking for it. And we've just been sitting here for
there's been a lot of shit going
Well,
on.
I know, look, you're right. Walden's been delivering, we've got a lot of shit happening in Stationary
Yeah.
Hill, but
But it's calmed down a little now, and
I don't know. It's like,
Well, it's definitely a fucking long shot. Why not?
is anyone else gonna get involved, though? Like,
I guarantee you they already are.
It's an incredibly valuable piece of mica that is now detached from any type of governmental oversight.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised in the slightest.
I don't know if any of the barons are interested in it, but once they started meddling, they could alter the trajectory as well.
The deeper you go, less sway the UB has.
Speaking of which, there is a knock on the door. Dr. Sterling, you are pretty close, it would appear. You're standing from your chair.
Fold up the map.
Yeah. Flip over our notes.
So about that game.
I just crack the door ever so slightly. I don't
There is
want
a
to-
contingent of soldiers standing immediately outside of Joe's garage.
I turn over to Joe. I do that thing where I see the soldiers and then close the door really quick.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'd open up, otherwise we're going to kick it in. You hear a voice from outside.
Hide the shit, hide the shit.
Hide the shit fast. Joe is scrambling, trying to put things away. You're taking your time in there, it would seem.
I open the door again.
Standing at the head of a phalanx of soldiers is Commissioner Karushu of the United Baronies Department of the Exterior. Hand that around.
Damn, he's single?
Everywhere.
Yes. She is standing at attention. She has a sword.
She's single?
She has a sword at her
She
hip,
is
and there's a phalanx of about 15 soldiers behind her, as well as a couple of officers to either side of her. Hello, she says. Commissioner Karushu, may I come in?
But of course, we're a hospitable bunch.
It's a public business.
Yes, please. We're just sketching out for an expansion on the garage, Joe says.
Working on box
How's it
stuff.
going?
Hello. This is my associate, Norringrave. Norringrave, please secure the perimeter. No one goes in, no one comes out. Karushu, in her long cloak, steps into the interior of the garage and is just picks up one of your red pencils and looks at your mapping gear. A very thorough remodeling, it would seem. Can you be putting on an extension to the building, perhaps?
Perhaps. What are you doing?
Oh, just checking to see what's going on. In
Okay.
case anybody's planning any unusual vacations. You're done with yours, aren't you?
I tried, but
Sorry, where are you from?
United Baronies Department of the Exterior. We're just checking to make sure that nobody's planning to do anything unusual with She looks at the map
It's a wall decoration.
involving illicit and unsanctioned day trips down to properties and territories under the control of the United Baronies. That wouldn't have anything to do with your extinction, would it?
That seems pretty far-fetched to me. You guys have the skies locked down pretty well. No one's getting in or out.
Well, be that as it may, I just wanted to remind you that the remains of Midst Moon are currently under United Baronies' oversight, wherever they might be.
What was the thing you said before moon?
I've forgotten. Perhaps you could remind me.
Midsts.
You're not suggesting that you're being combative because you're up to anything that you shouldn't be, are you?
I just wanted to make sure I heard you.
Norengrave, her associate, has gone outside. The building is locked down. You see soldiers outside of all the windows. Karusha begins to do a slow walk around the tables. Now listen, none of you are in any trouble. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I know exactly what you're doing. And I want to let you know that if you were to proceed, you will be under arrest. The United Baronies is going to be mounting an expedition down to the moon in our own time, but it's going to take about another month. And I recognize that might not be soon enough for you, but that's the way it's going to be. It's a very dangerous area. The moon is very likely inside of territories controlled by several Dark Barons. I don't know if you know the name Baxford-Wanian. One of the individuals the United Baronies was founded to root out and destroy. He's still very much at large, and the moon is now on his turf.
What? You know where it is?
She continues walking around the table. She does not answer your question. There are many things down in the fold, and we can't have any vigilantes going down there and complicating things with little sojourns. We've got it very much under control, and we can't have anybody else going down there to fuck anything up. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Raising above to narrator level, this new person mentioned is in control of the moon, is what?
She is a representative of the United Baronies.
She is.
That's correct.
Right.
She is commissioner of the Department of the Exterior. So
Could you say her name again?
Commissioner Kurushu.
Rushu. And she and the people she represent are controlling the moon, or?
That's correct. The moon has descended into the depths of the fold,
Okay.
which is technically containing various territories which are all part of a larger conglomerated society of nations known as the United Baronies. So she's sort of the federal government of the fold, in a sense. And the moon is down there in the fold, which surrounds Midst at this very moment. And it's just getting deeper and deeper. But it's technically their territory.
So the UB is claiming ownership or jurisdiction over it, although no one has caught up to it or found it as far
That
as we
seems
can
to be
tell.
the case. Exactly correct. Yes.
Commissioner, if
Yes.
I may.
But of course, you are.
Dusty Rivers. I'm one of the foremen from the moon mining operation.
Oh, but of course, terrible tragedy, isn't it?
Truly. And my crew were on that moon. My best friend was on that moon. My livelihood was that moon. And you're telling us that in this whole power struggle right now, this seems like a United Baronies overstep. Pardon my saying, but
You're welcome to say whatever you want.
wasn't Midst and its moon technically the property of the Trust at this point?
It's not the property of anyone anymore. However, you are half in the United Baronies right now, and the moon is completely within the United Baronies, so it's ours.
Why are you waiting a month? There might be people on the moon that
recognize
could
that.
be still alive.
As I mentioned, there are very powerful and dangerous forces down there in the fold, Dark Barons.
All the more reason to go soon.
All the more reason to mount an appropriately well-armed and well-equipped expedition, not some tiny little group. You're going to get wiped out. I'm trying to protect you. I'm not trying to chastise you. I understand what you're trying to do. I understand you have friends and family down there. I understand what you're trying to put together. You're going to die. Don't do this.
Why do you care what we do?
Because we govern this jurisdiction. We're trying to protect people. If you go down there and you make things worse, you're dead, and so is everyone else on that moon, if there are any people still surviving. But if we go down with our fleet and we find it, we can defend against Dark Barons who might be after that moon.
and we can protect people, we can evacuate people if they're survivors. Don't go. You're going to make things a lot worse. I understand you're concerned, but don't do it.
This entire facade is based on you wanting to protect us, little four.
That's
End
so
of it.
nice.
You're most welcome. I'm just trying to prevent you from doing something suicidal. You have to understand that it's not good for you. You're not going to make it. If you could even get down there in the first place, whatever's going on down there, that moon has been transformed. You have no idea what you're about to walk into, and I guarantee you it's not going to be good, and you're not going to be able to rescue anybody, and you're going to go down with the moon yourselves. You're never going to be seen again.
I'm inclined to believe you. Anyone flying down there is going to get their ship pulverized to pieces.
Listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Possible to
Listen,
navigate that.
I can't stop you from doing what you're going to do, but I'll try.
We were just talking. We're worried about our
So it would
friends.
appear. I've said my piece. You're going to do as you will. You've been warned. Don't do it.
Okay.
We appreciate the perspective. Do y'all, your team like biscuits?
As a matter of fact, we do. Do you have some?
I have some biscuits.
It smells nice in here. You've been making some juniper tea, it would seem.
Oh, yes, Joe's.
I'll get a
tea is
biscuit
the
to
best.
go if you've got one.
We're out
I'm
of
gonna go to
tea,
my
unfortunately.
boxicle over there, if that's all right.
But of course.
Okay. Walden will walk over to the boxicle and just pull off one of the boxes on the back of it that's sort of like corded onto the back of it. I know we're all just trying to get by right now. Take this as a gesture of goodwill.
Thank you. It's accepted. And I hope you know that mine is a gesture of goodwill as well.
Yeah.
Generally magnanimous. I'm sorry to have to do this to you. I know you're all very concerned about your pals down there, but
You're just being sensible.
It's appreciated.
And if you find survivors from Midst, you're gonna make sure they get back safe, right?
yes, the United Baronies aspires to protect everyone
Right.
within our jurisdiction. Survivors on the moon, it's very unfortunate. We're all very upset as well. We would rather it hadn't fallen out of the sky. We
agree on
recognize
that.
there might be survivors, and we will be down there in time to rescue whosoever may still survive. And we would very much like you to be among the living as well. Have I made myself clear?
Understood. For the greater good.
Clear as mica.
I have no further comments. You've been warned.
Commissioner, if the United Baronies is serious about this mounting mission,
Yes, she
Do
takes a
you-
biscuit.
do you have a plan to announce that to the public? I think it would make a lot of citizens of Midst and Stationary Hill feel
Yeah, everyone's worried.
Are you a
better.
doctor?
Yes,
How could you tell?
I am. I am Dr. Vesta Sterling. Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Pleasure. You seem familiar.
Yes, you actually might know my uncle, Sebastian Sterling. He works with the Baronies.
Very well. You have a prior question. That's on a need-to-know basis, and I'm not going to answer that.
I am not trying to tell you how to do your job, as I tell these
I
all
should
the
hope that you won't. And Karushu turns and heads for the door. And stopping in the doorway, turns around one last time, just pushing back the cloak to reveal that saber which she rests her hand on.
Drama queen.
Very cool.
I'm here for it.
Commissioner Karushu. I know you'll do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the
And she gives you a very lingering look.
appreciate the help of the Department of the Exterior.
You're most welcome. Toodaloo. And Karushu is gone.
The
Joe
hell are
has
they
been-
doing here?
Keeping quiet.
Not enough, apparently.
The contingent of soldiers outside, you see Karushu speaking to her associate, Officer Norengrave,
I'm looking
outside
at
the
them
window.
outside the window.
Norengrave just turns and you see his eye glance through the window. You get a moment of eye contact. But then they turn and with a crunching of boots in the desert dust outside, the United Baronies Department of the Exterior Contingent Detachment is off into the night, leaving behind no scouts or observers.
I sort of keep my hand held up inside as I'm watching them retreat down the street, and then as soon as I feel like they're out of earshot, put my hand down. So we have to leave soon.
It's odd that they find us a threat. Something bigger is at play.
If we're gonna go, Joe says, we gotta go fast.
And we're in the night now, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
as
If
a
we
matter of
wait
fact.
another cycle,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be like less on to us.
Right.
I'll tell you what, I'll go get the slug ready.
Shit. Okay. So okay, we're doing this. Okay.
We can bring the maps. Are we doing this?
We better just.
Yeah.
I
Give
think
me
we're
an hour
doing this.
lead time to get the ship ready to go. Meet me there.
Jacob is here. Yes, Fiona.
What do you want to do?
I want to go. I want to help. Especially after that. Those people seem mean.
Yeah. No, you.
Yeah.
You're a
You've
good
been working
judge.
on your
I
intuition.
mean, it was just like, I guess, a sensible observation. Safety and everything, and they want you to be safe, but
That's just bullshit.
Vesta just writes down improved intuition.
Lesson of the day, kid. You be your assholes.
And he hops onto the boxicle and it roars to life and he takes off, leaving a dust cloud behind.
we'll see you in the shipyard in an hour.
Yeah.
What do we bring, Joe? Do we
I don't know. We have time. We have things here. We could,
a toolbox?
I don't even know what he's got in the ship. Maybe we could make a detour through sequester, pick up gear, but we got to move fast if we go.
I could pick up a few of the old mining suits from a month ago.
Do you have them?
Yeah.
We're gonna need them. If we make it down there, we're gonna need them.
I mean, Tomasi always kept extra ones at home.
Bring them. Can you be in the shipyard in an hour?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do
I
it.
think.
You want to do it?
Fiona, grab some of your cake and any other food. In fact, everybody clean out your refrigerators.
I mean, if it really is at 70 degrees or somewhere around there, it is much closer than, well, we might be able to make it.
I am going to run back to my shed
Don't
real quick.
run. Can you
The
do
walk.
a casual walk?
You know me. It is
Yeah, I
it
do.
is
That's why
a
I
power
asked.
walk.
Prancer size.
It is exactly Prancer size. I never run. That is unprofessional.
Just tell them you have to pee if they ask
I've
you.
learned about it.
Yes.
If you swing your arms like this and smile, then it
Yes.
looks more casual, Jacob says. I learned this yesterday.
We're workshopping
Just
it.
got to swing the hips. It's about the size of the gate.
Go. All right.
I'm gonna get some medical supplies. I'll meet you all.
1 hour?
There.
Let's
1
be there in
hour.
1 hour. What time is it now? Perfect. I can be ready in an hour. I'm going to get my things. I'm going to bring the map. They're gone, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're still on the islet. We all have to act.
I mean, they know. They know about it. But if we
normal.
wait,
They probably think that their little scare tactic is gonna, I don't know, dissuade us or something. But I think
the
if we
opposite.
jump now, it's probably the moment they're least expecting. So, fuck it.
Yeah, I don't think they would anticipate us leaving in an hour. A day, maybe.
Yeah.
we'll talk on the way.
Right.
All right. I'll see you in the shipyard in an hour. I'm going to get suits. I can get my things. I can get my tools.
Yeah.
And, well, he's already gone. I would thank him too, but
Are we meeting at the slug?
I guess so.
Yeah.
He's already out. Thank you for doing this.
No, thank you, Joe. This needed to get started. So
Well, I agree with Karushu. I think we are making the right choice. Let's do this.
let's go.
So Walden pulls up, parks the vehicle next to the Dragonfly, and walks up to the Slug, which again is like a massive brass and teal colored airstream essentially that can navigate the fold. And there's like a porch open up out the side of it. He just hits a button on the inside of the hatch on the side, and he doesn't even look back, and it just sort of folds in and shuts behind him. He doesn't clean up shit. He doesn't prepare shit. Instead, he walks up the entire length of the vehicle and enters the control room, the cockpit of this thing, which has got little doodads and statues and bits of like junk affixed to the walls. It looks like a junk collector's treasure trove. And he scoops Horace out of his cage and sets him on his head.
Horace bobbles excitedly. We going on a road trip? He doesn't say that. But he emotes
But
that.
you know he thinks it.
Yeah.
I kick off my flip-flops and throw my bare feet up on the console and close my eyes, still seeing the room around me regardless.
You feel something, don't you?
Well, I'm in my element in the fold. My time of change came many years ago. And I've tried to explain it many times to many people. It's like trying to explain tinnitus to someone who doesn't have it. You can't really do it. I can feel direction, and I can feel physical structure around me. Echolocation is the closest approximation to it, but it's still not right. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I pick up the teletheric as Horus dances around in my head. And I punch in somebody's line.
How do you want to do this, Liam? Sorry, that was not intentional. I'm not copyrighted. It's just improvisational. Would you like privacy for this?
Let's do it right here.
Let's do it right here. Okay.
What's happening? Privacy.
We are going to give you a little bit of privacy as we do a little bit of this.
Is Wayne in there?
There's a crackling as a series of long lines. You've got a ground line connected to Stationary Hill Shipyard. That's going out to a long-distance transmitter, and that is going out to a long-range array, which is being wired deep into the fold. A crackling comes back.
Who's this?
It's Orlok.
Connecting you now.
There's a brief interchange as long distance, deep wires. Patch bays are moved, plugs are rerouted.
I'm just seeing the surrounding hills in a mental landscape with my eyes still closed. I can see every inch of the cockpit, and I can see the nearby hills, and I can see all the vehicles in the vehicle yard.
You feel the strange masses in the darkness. You can feel Stationary Hill looming behind you. And you feel a strange sizzle, a prickle on your skin as long-distance wires are connected and a voice comes back.
Go ahead, Walden. What have you got for me?
Baxford. What if I told you I could get to the moon?
Go on. Do you know where it is?
I'm with a small group of experts. We have a general idea. Yeah. We're leaving in under an hour.
We'll be following. Lead the way.
You know the signature of the slug. Hang back. Let's put it to use.
Vesta. You went back to your house, correct?
I did.
Let's talk about it. What are we working on?
Open my medical case. Just basically on my shelves, taking everything, dumping as much as I can directly into it. Take a few little medical journals as well. I don't take long because I have another errand to run.
Where do you take us?
If Walden's gonna do it here, so am I. I look for Commissioner Karushu.
She's easy to find. The squad is moving throughout the street. They're generally maintaining order in the town. She sees you coming. She's up the street. She's outside of an establishment called the Black Candle Cabaret. They're walking down the main street. In the darkness of the fold night, dark fog is blowing through. She sees you coming. Doctor, it's you again. Doing the right thing, I presume? Officer Norrengrave is beside her. She signals to him. He and the rest of the contingent take a step back. Karushu is standing with you in the darkness of the night on a dim street here on Stationary Hill's main drag. Late at night, she's waiting. What can I do for you?
I want to propose an offer.
I'm listening.
We're going.
I know.
I know you know.
What do you have in mind?
I'm assuming you want this moon for the resources, correct?
She whispers something to Norrengrave. Go on.
All we want is the people.
You think you can make it? You really think you can?
I
Convince me. Why are you going to make it?
think despite what you believe, a small and nimble, unassuming crew can potentially avoid detection.
You know we're going to follow you, don't you? At a distance.
I do.
Do you think they'll know? They'll suspect. Can you help make sure they don't suspect?
I think that that's the most expected thing to expect. That's not what I'm worried about.
Go on, this is getting a bit abstract, but I'm
little bit.
following. So tell me, let's speak plainly here. What are you suggesting we do? I know you're going to go.
Let
You
us
want
get
us
our
to-
people.
All right.
I can feed you information if I need to.
All right.
You get the moon. We get the miners. And you remember this favor in the future.
You said something about your uncle, your relative, or whoever that was.
I'm
You-
sure you know him.
You're not
Sebastian?
bluffing. You're not bluffing. I know you look familiar. It's because you look like him. You're serious, aren't you?
I only want to prove myself. I don't want people to think that I am resting on my family's name.
You do this for us. Nobody will question you ever again. You give us the moon, you get your people. I can't guarantee it's not going to go south. But we'll pull you out if we can. Just don't let them wise up to it.
I've already hit rock bottom. Literally.
Well, all right. We already can't stop you, so if you're going to go, this is certainly a more beneficial deal for all of us. As long as you deliver.
It's beneficial for you as well, as you mentioned.
All right, well, I can't stop you, and this is better than the alternative, which is you all going and dying and us not knowing about it. Now we know about it, and now we've got you. You serious?
And you promise, you can guarantee me that the United Baronies will remember this.
The United Baronies will remember. I'll remember.
I deserve my station. I want to earn my station.
You certainly will after this. She beckons to Norrengrave. See it done. He nods. All right. Sterling, right?
Dr. Vesta Sterling. My father was Oliver Sterling.
You've been working for us this entire time. Do they even know you're United Baronies?
They don't. They think that I was sent by the foreman.
Interesting. This gets better and better. Let's do it. All right. We'll follow at a safe distance. You feed us information however you can. Don't get caught.
Do you have any type of teletheric device or anything?
In the fold, it's not going to work. You figure something out. Message in a bottle, whatever works. We can't transmit unless there's some way you're going to have wired communication the whole time, which is unlikely because they'll detect it. We'll figure it out. You're a smart doctor, aren't you? Scientist. We'll keep watch.
Look for the sterling silver branded medical supplies floating in the ether.
We can do that. Happy hunting.
Commissioner?
With a swirl of the cape, she has gone into the night.
Norrengrave.
Norrengrave just kind of looks at you at a distance. It'll be done, he says. It'll be done.
The moon wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault.
He just looks at you. We don't know that. And he walks away. The darkness of the night filling the void where they depart off down the street. It's time to go. 1 hour later, here in the shipyard.
I head to the slug.
Well, I brought cake. Like I said I was gonna.
Uh-oh. Joe has arrived outside the slug. He's got a crate of things. All right, we're moving fast. I don't know what they know. Hopefully they don't know much, but we got to go. You good in there, Walden?
Yeah, I want to get going before Fold passes.
I brought 4 pristine condition mining suits and a few extras, because you never know.
Fantastic. We'll take what we can get. I brought the maps. I brought the tools.
Dusty comes up with like a just jackhammer over his shoulder.
Oh my God.
Hefted, and it's got its like mica drill bit case attached to
Yeah,
it.
you're the spitting image. You could be Sylvester from Sequester with that.
Do not get that stuck in my head.
Thank you. I take
It's a
that
catchy
as
one.
a
I'm not going to start us off
sincere compliment.
this time. I'm wiped out. Don't worry about it. I'm tired.
We gotta go before I realize what I am doing.
Okay, he takes a look around. I'm not seeing any UB. I'm not seeing any that's Karushu.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I don't think they'll anticipate us leaving now.
Yeah. I
too
think
quick.
they thought they scared us pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, Dusty, look what I brought. And I pull out one of the little silver syringes. Last of my stash, whenever we need it.
I don't know if you should take those anymore. Suddenly, I have a weird feeling about that. Can't say why.
I'm good. I kind of
Not now.
for right now.
No.
But I appreciate your preparedness. Speaking of preparedness, I don't think we're gonna get any more ready.
I think it's time to go. All aboard?
Yeah, come on up front and take a seat. I'll give you the tour once we're Fold side.
All right. We'll just sit on the floor.
Nah,
I mean,
you like.
logistically,
Dusty moves some food wrappers off of kind of a couch and makes a spot for the suits to
The
go.
control room is about as big as this table, and there are seats around for 5 or 6 people, with a spot for Horace, of course.
I duck my head and Jacob helps me, crouching down low so we can navigate our collective tall frame
Here
underneath.
we are. All aboard. It's time to go. Moonward Hall. Marisha Ray, Matt Roen, Sara, Wile, Liam O'Brien, and the entire crew of Critical Role, thank you all so much. This is Moonward session number 1. We'll be back to the cosmos with you soon. I'm Zen. We will see you next time.
Do you have a cool sign off?
Do I have a cool sign off? We're about to see. I think it's very possible that my cool sign off, which I'm going to improvise immediately and on the spot, is we will see you out there in the cosmos.
Cool.
Thank you for watching Moonward, a Midst Roleplaying Story.
If you're looking to dive deeper into the fold, you can watch the next episode right now on beacon.tv or mids.co.
Otherwise, new episodes drop every Wednesday on the new Midst YouTube channel @Midst Podcast.